Okay, we are live with yet another episode of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. And we are about to get started in a few moments here. Okay, now that everything is all set and ready to go, I believe it is time we get this episode underway. Good afternoon, everybody. This is Xenonite XC6 here, and welcome back to my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. This is part number 38 of this Let's Play series. And so in the last episode, we started episode 3, Recipe for Turnabout, and we found out that the person that's being accused of murder this time is none other than Maggie Byron, who we helped out in the first episode of Justice for All. She's now being accused of another murder, and it looks like there is a Phoenix Wright doppelganger running loose. And of course, lots of crazy things are going down. So, in this episode, we are about to begin the first part of the trial for episode 3 of Trials and Tribulations, hoping to prove that Maggie is innocent, and we'll see how this all plays out. So let's go ahead and get this episode underway. Let's get to it. January 7th, 9:48 a.m., District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Oh, I see. I guess I should have expected this. Nobody saw the other guy, huh? But he was there when I took the coffee over, sir. Scout's honor. Maggie. Oh, it's Gumshoe. Ah! Detective Gumshoe!
Are you doing all right? How are you feeling?
As if you need to ask Guy for questions, sir.
Don't let him get you down, Maggie. Don't forget to eat well, okay?
Roger.
And you! Yes? You better square this case away. Got it, pal? Maggie's innocent, you hear? You screw up, then I'll be doing some squaring away myself. Squaring away some paperwork for your arrest.
I think he's serious.
Hey, Detective. You're on our side for once, right?
Yep.
So you'll be able to help Maggie out, right?
Really? Can you, sir?
Oh, of course. I've got the situation under control. I'm gonna be the first witness on the stand today. If something I say doesn't mesh with the facts, make sure you point it out, alright? Sure. Okay, we're forming United Front today. Hey, pal, you get me?
I can't tell you how grateful I am, sir. I've always admired you so much, Detective. I know I can count on you.
Looks like it should all go pretty smoothly today, huh?
I can only wish. Yeah, let's not say it's going to go smoothly. If we have learned from anything from these Fast and Murder trials we've been through so far, from the first game's episode all the way up until this episode, yeah, it's going to be crazy. Let's get to it.
Court is now in session for the trial of Maggie Byron.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
There he is, drinking his coffee. Better.
Better. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor? What's wrong?
Nothing. It's just whenever I addressed you in the previous trial, your response was, "You was talking to me." It was a little, intimidating.
No, that wasn't me. That was the phony Phoenix.
I see. So our trusty Phoenix Wright is back with us now, is he?
Our trusty? Oh my goodness. And yeah, we don't have that many evidence to go by, but I think once we get further into the trial, we should have more evidence at it. We only got the magazine clipping, the sports paper, the job listings, the lunch special, Jean's loan contract, and the scooter.
So, Mr. Goudot, your opening statement, please.
Mr. Trite, whether you are fake or the real deal, we will find out soon enough through this trial today. But I can already tell you, I'm the real Phoenix Wright. I wasn't questioning whether you are a Phoenix Wright or not. I was questioning whether you had studied law or not. That's what I intend to find out.
There's no denying it. Behind that mask is a man who really hates me for some reason or another.
As everyone is aware, the court has already given its verdict on this case once. Therefore, I won't stand for irrelevant testimony during this retrial. Nor will I stand for a simple repetition of the evidence presented in the last trial.
I'm not planning on repeating anything that phony me said. Trust me.
Now then, Mr. Goudot, please summon your first witness.
And of course, it's Gumshoe.
Let's start with the formalities, shall we? Name and occupation.
Witness, state your name for the court. Huh? Oh, sorry, sir. The name's Police Department Detective. Occupation, Dick Gumshoe.
Other way around, detective.
Huh? Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm the officer in charge of this case since yesterday, sir. Since yesterday? Yeah, the guy who was on the initial investigation's tied up with another case now.
I hope Gumshoe's really got everything under control for everyone's sake.
I see. So, Detective Gumshoe, would you outline for the court the basic facts of the case? Yes, sir. The victim's name was Glenn Egg. He was a professional programmer. He was on the payroll of Blue Screens, Inc., a local company. This is the victim's autopsy report. The court accepts this into evidence.
Glenn's autopsy report. Died of potassium cyanide poisoning. Time of death was between 1:30 and 2:30 p.m. Okay, so there's an hour gap between the times of death. One is saying 1:30 and the other side is saying 2:30. So it's between that hour gap is when Glenn passed.
And here are the floor plans of the restaurant. When the incident took place, the victim was sitting right here. The poisoned coffee was brought over to him by the waitress. Waitress being the accused. Yeah. The victim died from poisoning almost immediately after he took a sip of the coffee. At the time of the incident, there were two other people in the restaurant. Mr. Sean Armstrong, the owner and chef, and a regular by the name of Mr. Victor Kudo. It still seems to be a very straightforward case to me.
Triesbian floor plans. Blueprints of the crime scene. X equals victim seat.
Come, detective, take up this hammer and nail the defendant's coffin shut with your own two hands.
Now then, Detective Gumshoe, let's have your testimony. Yes, sir.
The incident. This is going to be an interesting trial. I can already tell.
When the incident took place, the victim was alone at his table, sir. We understand that the guy, Glenn Elg, was listening to the radio at the time. The traces of poison were found in his coffee cup. And what we found was potassium cyanide. That stuff really packs a punch. And, looks like Miss Byron might have had, well, some kind of motive. Using the dark, aromatic depths of coffee to conceal the poison. Classy lady. The facts of this case seem to be ironclad. Mr. Wright, I would ask you to begin your cross-examination. But, yes? Please, no imitation tricks this time around. Is that understood?
I already told you that wasn't me. Well, Phoenix, just prove it wasn't you. Just do your thing, and the judge will believe it was just a doppelganger. Okay. Can I stop you for just a minute?
Huh? What is it? Did I say something that contradicts the evidence?
He's so desperate for that to be true, he's practically crying. Your testimony just now doesn't match the testimony given by Miss Byron. She claims that there was another man at the victim's table.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Objection. What killer wouldn't say that when faced with a homicide conviction? Hey! Sadly, her testimony isn't supported by the owner or the other customer. Isn't that right, Detective Gumshoe?
Yeah, it's true. Their two testimonies tie up on that. They both said there was no other guy at the table.
What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not? Let's leave it for now, and we'll just see how it plays out first.
If you got a bad feeling about this, then maybe you should leave it alone. I once had a bad feeling that I was about to have a bad feeling. It was really bad.
Maybe I should move on to another part of this testimony. He was listening to his radio, you say?
Yeah, he had a portable radio in his chest pocket.
Maggie told us that too, didn't she? Something about how one of them had some sort of earpiece.
What should I do? Let's leave it for now, because I want to kind of first see exactly how this is going to play out first. Maybe best if I hear what's going down. So, traces of the poison were found in the coffee cup and nowhere else?
Not sure I get you, pal.
Was the poison a liquid, or was it a powder?
If I had to put it in layman's terms, I'd say it was a powdery substance.
So the poison could have been in anything that was on the table. Sugar, salt, pepper.
Objection.
Ha! Do you put salt and pepper in your coffee, trite? The victim took his coffee black with no sugar. It seems that the poison could only have been in the coffee.
Let's leave it for now and just wait a bit. Potassium cyanide. I've heard of that chemical before. Exactly how strong is this poison, Detective Gumshoe?
It's, well, that stuff's lethal. Eat too much and you're history.
How much is too much?
A lethal dose is 0.2 grams. That's about enough to finish anyone off.
0.2 grams? How much is that?
You know when you swab your ears for earwax? Yeah, about that much.
Earwax, huh? Sounds like something Gumshoe's got in abundance of.
Such a small quantity of poison could have been concealed anywhere.
Some kind of motive?
Yeah, but if you ask me, it's been blown way out of proportion.
Objection.
You know what my golden rule is, Detective. Chuck out a bad cup of coffee, you can always get another. Huh? I don't get it.
I'm saying we can always get another witness on the stand if we have to chuck you out. So stick to the facts, Detective. Now then, what was Miss Byron's motive?
Come on, Gumshoe.
They said she wanted to steal a lottery ticket.
I knew it.
That's what we heard yesterday, too.
It disappeared from the scene of the crime.
wasn't just any lottery ticket. It was a winning ticket for $500,000.
Mr. Armstrong knew about the ticket too, didn't he? But he stole the wrong one.
Then, is it possible Maggie stole the winning one? What should I do? Should I press on this point a little harder or not?
You really think there are any contradictions in his testimony?
To be honest, I don't know.
But Gumshoe told us out in the lobby. He said we'd be forming a united front, right? How will we win the case if he doesn't throw us a line?
I don't have a whole lot of options right now. The best I can do is gather the facts together, I guess. Okay. Okay, let's press him on the first one and see what happens if we press harder.
Objection!
Well, maybe the other witnesses just missed it. Perhaps her view of the victim's table was obscured in some way. Ha! That argument is as weak as the coffee at Tribulation Tried. I have here in my possession a ticket.
A ticket? Looks more like a photo to me.
Yes, a one-way ticket to guilty from Neville. Population the defendant. This is a photograph taken from near the entrance to the kitchen. This is the scene as witnessed by the chief of...
Oh, why am I giving the judge Goodot's voice?
This is the scene as witnessed by the chef, moments after the poisoning took place, correct?
I think the court will agree that with such a clear view of the scene of the crime.
How, Mr. Trite, could anyone have overlooked a second person at the table? It certainly seems to show the victim's table extremely clearly.
Crime photo. A photo of the scene taken from near the kitchen. Okay. Alright, so we got one piece of evidence from this. Now we just need a couple more. And we'll see how it all plays out with that.
He was listening to his radio, you say?
Oh, we already read that one. Let's press harder and see.
And what was it that the victim was listening to on the radio, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? How should I know?
Thanks a lot. We're now one step closer to the middle of nowhere.
This isn't going very well, is it?
Detective, could you perhaps tell us about the poison and how it was used?
Objection!
Are you absolutely certain that the victim even drank any of his coffee?
Huh? What do you mean?
According to this file, the poison was found in the victim's coffee cup. But what proof is there that the victim ever drank any of it?
Oh, hey, you're right. That's what I was thinking. In case you were wondering, that last objection was for the detective there. Huh? For me? Oh, hey, you're right. You may be fooling the court, but I'm not falling for it. If you have the time to waste, you have the time to present that piece of evidence. That piece, sir? Yes, that piece. What piece was it again?
Oh my gosh!
This.
Should I be grateful this coffee's only hot enough to give me first-degree burns? Oh, great. Once again, Phoenix gets hit by a cup of coffee.
Oh, now I remember. This is a victim's coffee cup. Yes, the victim's cup. Take a good look at the rim. Oh, yes, it's unmistakable. There's clearly a coffee stain on it. Conclusive proof that the victim did drink the poison coffee that was in this cup. The
victim gulped down the bitter death that the waitress brought to him. Like this. Ugh. For the record, the only prints on the cup were the victims and the defendants.
Coffee cup. The coffee contained potassium cyanide covered in the victim and Maggie's fingerprints.
Upon further investigation of this cup, we found a certain chemical substance.
We already pressed this one, right? Okay, yeah, we already did that one. Okay, there's still one thing left. Let me save real quick because we have a bit of evidence already now added. There's still one more we haven't actually pressed harder of yet.
Objection!
Wait a minute. The mere fact that the lottery ticket disappeared in no way implicates my client. Ha! I have here in my hand the very ticket in question. That's the $500,000 lottery ticket. One of the female police officers found it when she was conducting a search of the defendant. What? Order, order. Ha! She's quite a lucky bird, our little waitress. You will submit that ticket as evidence to the court immediately.
I better keep an eye on that ticket. The way the judge's voice is quivering. Victim's lottery ticket, a winning ticket for $500,000, found during a body search of Maggie.
This ticket was presented to the court in the previous trial too, but it feels heavier now somehow. $500,000, you say? It's just a scrap of paper. What matters is where it was found, Your Honor.
And that's on Maggie's person, unfortunately.
That's enough. The facts of this case seem overwhelmingly clear to me. The defendant had ample opportunity to commit the crime of which she is charged. Furthermore, it seems beyond reasonable doubt that she did indeed commit the crime. I like an old man who knows the score. There's also the matter of the $500,000 lottery ticket. That alone provides a very credible motive. I mean, for that sum of money, even I might be tempted to bend the rules. I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of... I don't mind an old man who is weak to the siren call of money.
Not good, Nick. The evidence against Maggie is starting to pile up fast.
Yeah, that's because the court has ruled guilty once already. I'd say it's about time to wrap up this repeat performance with one final decisive piece of evidence.
He's got more evidence against Maggie?
This is the apron that the delightful Miss Byron was wearing at the time.
Wow, that's not the cleanest apron I've seen.
That stain looks like...
Can't be. Blood. Can it?
Ha! It seems the star of our little play was a little flustered. And somehow spilled coffee on herself.
Coffee? That's not exactly the first thing that caught my eye.
Of course, the coffee stain isn't the most interesting thing about this apron. No, there's something else that stands out even more. Something else. I presume you mean, of course, I'm referring to the pocket.
The pocket?
A search carried out right after the incident uncovered this. Potassium cyanide, the very poison used by the killer, was in her apron pocket.
A bottle of poison? In Maggie's pocket?
Yeah, and Maggie prints were the only ones on it.
What?
Order, order, order. The court will accept these items into evidence.
Apron, worn by Maggie at the time of the incident, has a small pocket but big stains. Potassium cyanide, a deadly powdery poison, bears Maggie's fingerprints found in her apron pocket.
There's something still bothering me. Mr. Godot, why have you not explained the blood stain to the court? Blood stain? What blood stain would that be?
Don't play games, prosecutor. The blood color stain that's smeared all over the apron.
That's ridiculous. No one told me anything about a blood stain.
You don't need to be told. Just look at it.
Well, detective, could this stain really be blood?
No way, sir. It's just ketchup, sir.
Ketchup?
She must have gotten some on her apron while taking someone their breakfast that day.
You could have spoken up a little sooner, Detective Gumshoe. Pull a stunt like that again, and I'll have you drink 17 cups of ketchup, witness.
I thought everyone knew what it was already.
I haven't seen anything yet to make me doubt the last ruling I made on this case. The motive, the opportunity, and the supporting evidence, they have all been clearly established. Well, Trite, it seems you really are a phony after all.
You really know how to drive a man nuts.
Witness, please continue with your testimony. Describe to the court the crime scene and the findings of your investigation there.
The investigation. Okay, now that we've got the evidence, let's see how it actually plays out.
The crime was reported at 2:25 p.m. by a kind of scary old man, sir. Poor Maggie had passed out from the shock. It must have been real tough for her. The victim didn't have any identification on him, but we figured out who he was pretty quick, and then the investigation went smoothly. When Maggie was searched, we found the lottery ticket and the bottle of poison. And that was it. There was nothing else missing from the crime scene. You identified the victim and secured your prime suspect. Very good.
Last chance to convince the court you're a real lawyer, Trite. Don't count on any more cross-examinations after this one. So let the fun begin.
Ooh, we now gotta be very careful. Okay, let's save real quick, and let's see.
Scary old man, Detective Gumshoe?
There's an old man who's a regular at the restaurant where the incident happened.
We're obviously talking about the same old man.
Officers were dispatched right after the report came in, but the old guy still made a fuss. What took you so long? And he hurled the abuse at them in seeds. Seeds?
Ha! It was nothing. I caught each one with my teeth.
I guess not even the mighty Godot can avoid being attacked by that guy.
The old man was the only other customer in the place at the time. He took his time finding a payphone, apparently, so he was late reporting the crime. How long was the defendant unconscious for?
The officers got to the crime scene at around 2:40. Maggie was still out cold in the kitchen at the time. It took another 10 minutes or so before she came to. I would have liked to have been on the scene myself.
I bet you would have liked to have carried out the search, too.
I would have loved to see Maggie asleep like that, all pretty and peaceful.
You're a professional detective, Gumshoe, not a professional bird watcher. Oh my goodness, Gumshoe.
Save the romantics for your own time, detective. All we need to know about is the investigation.
Oops, I guess I'm pretty red right now, aren't I?
He didn't have any? Are you saying that it was stolen then?
No, I don't think so. The victim didn't have a driver's license or even a credit card on him, pal. All he had was 58 cents in his wallet.
58 cents?
Yeah, can't believe I found someone with less in their wallet than me, pal. The victim sounds like he was a thoroughly miserable young man.
Or some kind of outlaw. Why not give him a bit of an edge?
I think I'm onto something here.
Wait a sec.
Huh? Did I say something dumb again?
Let me paraphrase what you just testified to this court. The victim didn't have any form of ID on him. That's basically what you said, yes?
Yeah, basically.
In that case, how were you able to identify the victim so quickly?
Oh, that.
He's so let down. He's got the whole sagging shoulders and puppy eyes thing going.
There was a prescription bag on the victim's table along with the lottery ticket.
Seems Mr. Glenn Egg visited his doctor before he went to Tribulation.
We got the victim's name from the medical records of the doc who prescribed the meds. That's a reliable enough source for the court.
What should I do? Should I leave this alone or ask to hear more? Before we go any further, let's just leave it for now. And let's just get to the rest. But we're going to save just in case.
But the defendant had been passed out for a while, correct? In that case, isn't it possible someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket?
Hey, yeah, you've nailed it, pal. It happens to me all the time. We had a department party the other day, and when I got home, I was wearing the boss's shoes.
Objection!
Keep up the crazy testimony, detective, and those shoes will end up down your throat.
Sorry.
So trite. Someone planted the evidence in Maggie's pocket. That's a pretty bold statement. Care to back it up with some evidence?
Well, I'd love to if I had any.
It appears you have no evidence to support your theory, Miss Wright. Continue with your testimony, witness.
So the $500,000 lottery ticket and the bottle of poison were accounted for?
Yeah.
Interesting. It's true that those two items are accounted for. But wasn't there another lottery ticket that was stolen that day?
Oh, yeah. The one the restaurant owner took. He won a whole $1 with it. What a lucky guy, huh?
And they're just going to let him get away with it?
It's just $1, detective.
I guess no one cares when it's that little, except for Gumshoe.
If I don't find a hole in this testimony, the judge is going to hand down his verdict.
Gumshoe isn't giving us anything to work with. We can't find any contradictions if he doesn't give us something.
Yeah, that's true. But Maggie and Gumshoe are like Dumb and Dumber. Our only hope is that they were so dumb, they missed something obvious.
Come on, Gumshoe. Be the dumbest you've ever been.
Okay. Let's go with the, we're gonna save real quick, since now we've gone through all the, stuff. Oh, it was the other one. Okay. Let's see. Ask about the prescription bag. Ask about his health insurance. Let's ask about the prescription bag.
So what sort of medicine was in the bag?
Well, actually, the bag we found was empty.
Huh?
Yeah, completely empty.
It was completely empty. Victim's prescription bag. The victim got this from the doctor before going to Tribulation. The bag is empty.
Ha! You're entering an empty paper bag as evidence? Desperate are you, Trite?
Now, what happened with the investigation after that, detective?
Objection!
I wonder if... I wonder if this is the evidence we're supposed to use. The bag is empty.
Objection!
Oh, yeah, it is! Okay.
Detective Gumshoe, I think I should point something out to you. There is just one small contradiction in your testimony.
Oh, finally! I'm getting all anxious just waiting, so hurry up, will you?
You testified that nothing else was missing from the crime scene. However, the prescription bag you mentioned was empty. Did the officers recover the medicine from the scene of the crime later?
No, they didn't.
The victim was given a prescription right before going to Tree SBN. Where then did the medicine disappear to?
You are too cool, pal! Indeed. Due to consideration wasn't given to the victim's prescription in the previous trial. Witness, why did you always overlook such vital pieces of evidence? I guess that's the most careless thing I've done so far, huh?
The victim was killed by poison, and the victim's medicine mysteriously disappeared. The victim's own prescription could have been the lethal poison itself.
Order! Well, Mr. Godot, what do you have to say to that? Ha! That's all.
What?
Read for the court the name of the client on the prescription bag, if you will.
What's the clinic's name got to do with anything? New ear... Order... Auto... How do you say it? New ear... Laryngological clinic? Is that how you say it? I don't know. I'm sorry if I get it wrong. I can read it again. Laryngological?
Just what kind of illness was the victim suffering from, Mr. Godot?
Hardly an illness, Your Honor.
More like a bitter war around, you could say. A war wound?
The day before the incident, Mr. Elk found himself in a fight. He took a blow to the side of the head and ruptured an eardrum. He ruptured his eardrum?
Then what on earth was the prescription he was given?
It was a cream that was to be applied topically inside his ear canal, not to be ingested. What? It mentioned it in the autopsy report. If you read the fine print, they found traces of medication in the victim's left ear.
Yes, here it is. Very, very fine print.
It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tree SBN. Therefore, it would be absurd to believe he would have eaten his medication.
Well, it seems that this medication is relevant to the case after all.
No!
Nick, if you don't think of something quick, it'll all be over.
She's right, but I can't get away with any old weak objection. What should I do? Okay, we're gonna save them both data here real quick.
Only moments ago, Mr. Godot made the following statement. It seems Mr. L correctly applied some of his medication while he was at Tree SBN. If that's the case, then why was the medication not found at the scene of the crime?
But the medication in question was for topical use inside the ear canal.
That doesn't change the fact that it could not be found at the crime scene. However insignificant it may seem, it's a lawyer's duty to pursue the truth.
Objection!
You know as well as I do that the medication is irrelevant. It hardly seems likely that a prescription drug would contain potassium cyanide. It hardly seems likely that the copy the witness served would contain it either. But it did. The possibility is undeniable.
That's enough. Mr. Godot, is the detective the only witness the prosecution wishes to call? Mr. Godot? I've got my own witness I like to call, sir. It's the old man who was there in the restaurant on the day of the murder.
Victor Kudo, the pigeon hater.
Very well. The matter of the disappearing medication seems like more than trivial at best. However, it wasn't explored at all in the previous trial. That is something that bothers me.
Yeah, good job, Nick.
The court will adjourn for a 10-minute recess, after which we will hear the prosecution's next witness. I suppose this means I'll just have to finish you off in my last 6 cups. Court is adjourned for recess.
That wasn't too bad. I thought it was going to be longer. But hey, I'm doing decently well in the beginning. That's pretty good. January 7th, 11:03 a.m., District Court Defendant Lobby number 1.
Phew, that was close.
Tell me about it. I nearly died in there.
That's my line, sir.
No, it's my line. I think I really did die a little bit.
Looks like we all nearly died in there. I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. How could he betray us like that?
Huh?
He said he'd help me, but he totally set me up.
I don't think he meant to do that, Maggie. He was backed into a corner. I mean, the guy's got to do his job, right?
It's okay. I know all about lies and betrayal. I've had them my whole life, but it really hurts this time. It felt like someone punched me hard in the stomach. I hate that guy. I don't ever want to see him again. Poor Gumshoe.
So the next witness is going to be that old guy from the park, right?
Yeah, Mr. Kudo. Lover of waitress outfits and projectile seats.
I bet he's gonna be really stubborn. I mean, he's pretty set in his ways, you know.
Yeah, he's a big old grouch. Are you going to be able to handle him, Nick?
Yeah, I can take whatever he throws at me. Even those never-ending bird seeds.
January 7th, 11:15 a.m., District Court, Courtroom number 4.
Court will now reconvene for the trial of Maggie Byron. Mr. Godot, your next witness, please.
The prosecution calls the lucky old-timer who caught the show over a cup of coffee. Will the witness please take the stand? Name and occupation, if you don't mind.
My name is Victor Kudo, born and breed in the land of the rising sun. Honor and duty are what make me, mind you. I can be quite emotional at times, too.
We don't need to hear about that, Mr. Kudo. Just tell the court your occupation.
My occupation? Listen, young'un. How much call? Did you think there is for kimono embroidery here?
Kimono embroidery?
That's what I do, or did back in Japan. I embroidered family crests on kimonos.
I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing this wrong. I think I might be pronouncing it wrong, but I'm doing the best I can to pronounce it. Embroidered, I think that's how you pronounce it.
My ancestors were embroidering kimonos before this country even existed.
Wow, a real craftsman. They're a dying breed. Hey, maybe you could embroider my costume sometime.
Anyway, like I said, there's not much demand for that kind of thing here. So I had to take a job working the cash register at a burger joint, pretending to smile.
That burger joint would have been better off putting him in the kitchen.
Now, witness, were you in the restaurant at the time of the incident?
Oh, yes. I was eating some seeds over a cup of Javasino.
Seeds?
What do you think these are,
I see. So you saw everything that happened, Gramps.
Did I? Oh, yes, I did. I saw it all.
Then please tell the court. We're all ears.
Sure. I'll tell you every last detail.
He's really getting into this. What eyewitness?
A young man was reading the sports paper. The serving girl brought him a Javasino, but she put something in it. The man took one sip of it, looked like he was in a terrible pain, and then collapsed. That's the serving girl, right there in the defendant's chair. I remember her well.
Mr. Kudo, she is not a serving girl. Please refer to her as a waitress.
Gah, you're as bad as the rest of them. All of these newfangled words. What's wrong with old-fashioned ones,
Newfangled?
All this talk of radios and glasses, it's wireless and spectacles, I tell you.
Excuse me?
Listen to me, everyone. Don't forget the old values. Don't let the good old days slip away.
Well, I think it's time to begin the cross-examination, Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honor.
This is going to be an interesting one. I really have no idea how this is all going to play out. It might be good to press him just in case to see if there's anything that we can learn from this.
Hold it!
So you saw the victim then? You saw Mr. Glenn Elk?
I wanted to know if Houston Braun retained his championship or not.
So he was looking at the sports paper the victim was reading, huh?
And at the location in question, there are partitions between tables on the same side of the restaurant, right?
So what if there are?
If you say that you could see the victim, that means you are sitting at a table on the other side of the restaurant, correct?
I go to that place to drink Javasino. I don't go to sit. I don't remember which table I was sitting at.
You mean you go there to eye the waitress?
Hold it!
Mr. Kudo, that is a very grave accusation. Are you sure about what you saw?
Victor Kudo never makes mistakes. I dot every T and cross every I.
I see.
My eyesight's fine. The doctor said I only need spectacles for reading and driving.
I bet his eyes are only really fine when he's scoping out a waitress.
And I saw what the serving girl put into the Javasino as well.
I bet I know what's coming up and something tells me I'm not going to like it. I guess we'll just press and just see.
Your Honor, we need more clarification on what was put into the victim's coffee. I'd like to ask that the witness add what he knows about this to his testimony.
I agree. Witness, will you enlighten us, please?
Sure. There's no question about it. She's very conspicuous. Conspicuous has put some white powder in there.
Okay, so that's a new testimony added. Let me save, just in case.
Hold it!
Did she really put that into the coffee?
You doubt me, boy? She took some out of a small brown bottle and sprinkled it in.
Couldn't she have been adding sugar?
Sugar? In a small brown bottle like that?
Like that? Witness, could you please describe the bottle in more concrete terms?
A bottle like this, perhaps?
Oh, there it is. That's the one.
That's the bottle of potassium cyanide, I presume. So what did the accused put into the coffee? I think it's clear, don't you?
Hold it!
He took just one sip?
You young'uns, you waste everything. Those Javasinos cost $8. In the good old days, we would have drank every last drop, eaten the cup, and then died.
Congratulations. You have earned the title of fattiest man to grace a courtroom.
So it was an imitated death. Well, with potassium cyanide, I suppose that is possible.
Oh yes, he slumped over without so much as a twitch. I thought the Javasino I just drank turned sour in my stomach.
Oh yes, I know that feeling. And the waitress, I presume she is...
Hold it!
You said I remember her well, in reference to the waitress. Does she have any particular features that you can identify her by?
Particular features? It's a disgrace. That's what it is.
Sorry?
You can see all the way up to her... Yeah. She's practically naked in that uniform.
So the particular feature you recognize about the waitress is her outfit? But anyone could wear just such an uniform. Even me.
Mr. Wright, please spare the court of any further mental anguish from that image.
Oh dear.
Don't get all excited, Nick. You've got to keep yourself together.
I guess I got a bit carried away.
There are other things I recognize about her, too.
He seems pretty sure of himself. What should I do? I'm gonna regret this, but let's press harder.
Sure, you saw a waitress take the coffee over to the victim. But what matters is whether that waitress was Maggie Byron or not.
Quite right. Mr. Kudo, these other features that you recognize about the defendant, I would ask you to add them to your testimony.
Sure. There was a ribbon in her hair, and her apron straps were loose.
A ribbon in her hair? Hold up. Okay, yeah, she did have...
You do seem to remember several details about her appearance. But what about the most crucial detail of all? Her face.
As if I wouldn't remember that.
Objection!
The witness noticed the straps on the accused's apron. He's unlikely to make a mistake about her face.
That's right. I can even tell you the color of the ribbon. In her hair, it was red.
So you see, there's nothing wrong with the witness's eyesight.
There's no doubt he remembers the waitress pretty well. What should I do? I get the feeling there's something more to this somehow. Let's see. Ask about the straps, ask about the waitress's back. Let's first start with the straps.
Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in her straps.
Not her straps. Oh my goodness. In straps, not her. Misread. Oh my goodness.
Mr. Kudo, you seem especially interested in straps. Why is that?
What?
The ribbon in her hair, the straps in her apron. What's the fascination?
Fascination?
Objection!
People have all kinds of fetishes, trite, who don't need to embarrass the witness.
Listen, you young upstarts. I haven't got some sick strap fetish.
Is there any relevance to the witness's unusual love of straps, Mr. Wright?
I was just curious as to why. He was so fixated on the waitress's straps.
I said I haven't got a strap fetish. How many times do I have to repeat myself?
Very well. Continue with your testimony, Mr. Kudo, and make it strapless.
Do you think old CD really saw Maggie do it?
Well, he probably had his eyes on the waitress the whole time. That's why he was there.
But he was there for the cute outfits, right? Not the waitress.
I guess. She makes a good point, though.
Hey, did you see something clever?
I wonder if the waitress Mr. Kudo saw really was Maggie.
That's what we have to figure out, Nick.
We still haven't said anything about the ribbon yet. So let's see what happens when we ask about this.
The identifying features you describe are all things you would see from the back.
So what?
Is it possible that you never saw the waitress from the front at all?
Objection!
Ha! He's got you there, Gramps.
People normally talk about facial features when they're asked to describe something. But this witness' testimony is nothing but straps and ribbons.
This is harassment. I tell you I'm not obsessed with straps or ribbons. I'm just telling you what I saw.
Mr. Kudo, the court requests that you add details about any identifying features. Features you observed from the front, that is, to your testimony.
Sure.
This old man's testimony is getting longer and longer.
And if I can't find a hole in it soon, it'll get even longer, I bet.
There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front.
Okay, we're getting somewhere.
You didn't find anything to be distinct, but you did clearly see the waitress's face, yes?
No question about it. I didn't come this far to back down now. Victor Kudo never backs down.
That's not the answer I was looking for, but okay.
This has turned into a matter of pride for old CD now, I guess. I wonder if he really did see Maggie's face or not.
Like I thought, we need some concrete proof of this. Proof that the old guy didn't see the waitress clearly from the front. Okay, I think... Let's see. There wasn't anything that caught my interest about her when I saw her from the front. Does it have to be the apron? Because the apron Maybe it has to be the apron, maybe. It was! Oh my goodness! Oh my, I'm doing pretty good! Mr. Kudo, I would like you to please take a look at this.
That filthy thing would suit filth like you just perfectly. Actually, it reminds me of what my grandson looked like, just after he started eating.
Have you ever seen this before?
Of course I haven't. Do you think I forget something as dirty as that? Well, you have win it. Clout? What? What is it? Ever since I said you have win it, Clout, there's been an eerie silence in here.
Mr. Kudo, this apron is the apron worn by the defendant on the day of the poisoning.
Uh-huh.
And as you just said yourself, you wouldn't forget something like this. Which means, if you had really seen this apron before... Yes, you know what I'm getting at. You couldn't have possibly seen the waitress from the front!
Oops.
Ain't a mistake there.
Witness, you can't just oops your way out of this.
You can't just say oops your way out of this. Oh, that was funny.
Ha, well. Looks like we finally have a genuine trial on our hands. Listen, Trite, here are the facts. On the day of the incident, there was only one witness in the restaurant. That being the defendant, Miss Maggie Byron. Exactly. When that one waitress put the poison into the coffee cup, this old guy was watching. I hope you understand the gravity of the situation, Mr. Kudo. The fate of the defendant may rest on what you say you remember seeing. Just tell the court exactly what you saw, Gramps.
You can rely on me, Captain. My noggin's in perfect working order. I can't remember a single occasion when I forgot what burger a customer wanted.
He can't remember? Probably more like he messed up so many times. He's blocking it out.
Very well. Let's test just how good your memory and attention to detail is, Mr. Kudo. Tell us what you remember about the victim.
About the victim.
He was a never of those pesky young types, wearing a broken pair of spectacles. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. Then the serving girl in question brought over the Javassino. The little fidget picked up the cup with his free hand and took a sip.
The testimony we have just heard was to test how credible the witness's memory is. It seems to me that he remembers the victim in a great deal of detail.
Oh yes, I hate those you-know-what types who are so vague about everything.
How are we going to handle this, Nick?
We only need to do one thing. We just need to prove that the old man's memory is shot.
Just trip him up, you mean? Isn't that kind of cruel?
I suppose, but it's what I do best. Cross-examination. All right. Okay. All right, we're doing pretty well so far. So we're off to a really good start so far in this trial.
Spectacles? Dark glasses to you. One of the lenses was green, but the other was broken. Newfangled rubbish. That's why I remember him so well.
He did have some kind of lens over his left eye, but I wouldn't have called it a pair of glasses.
He seems to have been wearing some rather modern-looking shades. Perhaps I should take to wearing some and rival Mr. Godot's sharp appearance.
We better come up with something sharp and quick.
Guess I'll wait and see if I should challenge him about the spectacles. The newspaper was a sports paper, was it?
The young hooligan. I nearly asked him, can't you even read without fidgeting? How was I supposed to be able to read the back page with all that rustling going on? I need to find out if Gustin Braun retained this championship title.
It was his paper, not yours. If you wanted to know so bad, why didn't you buy your own?
What are you looking at me like that for, How dare you?
Ow!
Gustin Braun got beaten yesterday, by the way, anyway.
Oh my goodness.
The wireless.
The
Decadent? I think that's how you said. Decadent. I think that's how you say.
that young rascal. In my day, it was one and or the other. Read the paper or listen to the wireless.
Oh boy.
I'm using an earpiece. It's selfish. That's what it is. I was straining my ears, but I couldn't catch any of it.
Was he that desperate to listen to the radio?
Why are you looking at me? How dare you? Feel sorry for me.
Oh my goodness.
You mean the waitress, who you only saw from behind, right?
You're one of those, are you? Never let anything go. Isn't that right?
Maybe.
What does it matter if I saw it from the front or from behind? My eyes don't lie.
Ow! You better not push it until I've got some hard evidence. I want to see what happens.
His free hand.
Yes.
Which hand was that?
Weren't you listening before? Cloth ears? I said he was rustling the newspaper with his right hand, didn't I? If his free hand was...
So much fun getting to see Phoenix Wright get beaten by a bunch of birdseeds.
Perhaps the great Mr. Trite has free hands.
Yeesh. I was only asking. You don't need to gang up on me and treat me like a freak. The whole point of his cross-examination is to establish just one thing. That this old guy's memory has more holes than a slice of Swiss.
Guess we just need to find a contradiction in his testimony somewhere, huh?
Anything will do. Even the smallest detail. We just need one mistake and he's ours. I think this might be the point where we get something wrong. I don't know. I mean, this is a little... Let's see. He had a newspaper in his right hand, and the noisy brat kept rustling its pages. The young man was listening to the wireless. I remember that well. What if it was, it had to be something like the cup. Because if you look back at the autopsy... Maybe?
Objection!
I am on a roll! Oh my goodness! Normally I would be bad at these trials! So far I'm doing pretty good in this one.
Mr. Kudo, do you remember what you were told at the start of this testimony? That this was a way of testing the credibility of your memory.
I know. There's nothing wrong with my memory. I tell you nothing. If I got anything wrong, I'll eat these seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Care to tell us where this is going, Trite? According to Mr. Kudo, the victim was holding the paper in his right hand, while drinking coffee with his free hand, which would make that his left.
What is this? Kindergarten?
But I would like the court to please take a look at this.
That's the cup the victim used.
Correct. Yes, and on the rim, you'll notice the mark left by the victim's lips.
Yes, there's a stain left by the coffee.
If you consider where that stain is, you'll clearly see that the victim was holding the cup in his right hand.
But how?
Well, Mr. Kudo, the court is waiting for your epic performance. You said you'd eat those seeds and sing the pigeon song.
Mr. Kudo, I'm afraid this is simply not acceptable. I think the witness had better go back to the park where he came from.
Wait! If you think I'm going to stand here and listen to you tell me I'm mad, you're wrong. I don't care about that dirty coffee cup. I know what I saw.
You still insist on your testimony?
That young brat was holding the cup in his left hand. Oh yes, no question. I'm a good law-abiding citizen, I am. It's that dead and young hotbot in you. You spiky-haired yahoo! Who are I thought?
Who, me?
Thank you, old man. We've heard quite enough from you.
Don't call me old man. Old man. Been around for 68 years, I have. You can't ignore me. Listen to what I've got to say.
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but... Sure, why not hear a little more? Mr. Godot!
But this is my 16th cup of coffee, so this is your final stand.
Thank you, Captain. You can rely on Victor.
Left hand or right hand? Ooh. Victor isn't going down without a fight, but let's take him out.
The boy was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the green lens of his specs. He kept fiddling with it all the time. He was fiddling with it just before he picked up the cup, too. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup, his left hand.
We know what the victim was wearing, an unusual monocle over his left eye. It wasn't a monocule, Your Honor. It was a small computer monitor often used by programmers. A monitor? You mean like a television screen? The inside of the lens is a screen that displays computer data. It's called an HMD. It's a common tool in the victim's line of work.
HDTV, DVD, CD, all of these newfangled letters drive me mad, but they don't matter. I know what I saw, and I'm telling the truth.
It's true, he doesn't seem to be lying.
And those are the facts. I'm good in good old black and white.
Oh boy, this is gonna be tough. Okay, let's press on to see if we have any evidence. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we got 4 lines.
So the victim was wearing an HMD.
HDTV, CD, DVD, what does it matter?
It was none of them, actually. But anyway.
And you're sure that he was wearing that the earpiece on the same side?
No question. I can only see that side of his hand from where I was sitting.
Yeah, that's pretty obvious if you look at the floor plans. From the opposite table, he'd only have a view of the side of the victim's head.
It seems you kept an eye on Mr. Glenn Elk.
He was getting on my nerves, rustling that newspaper and fiddling with his earpiece all the time. And then he went and made all that fuss, dying from one sip of Chavasino. I wanted to say to him, calm down, you young brat. Just looking at him made me suddenly speed up and seed eating. I could have choked.
So I take it the victim was a walking ball of nervous energy.
The earpiece you mentioned, which hand did the victim touch it with?
You're one of those people, aren't you? You're the type that uses your left hand to get things out of your right pocket, or fasten your left cuff with your right hand. And when the tour guide says, on your right side, you'll see the famous blah blah, you're the only one who desperately looks left. Well, aren't you?
No, I didn't mean...
Obviously he uses his hand on the same side of his body that the earpiece was in.
Ow! 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 So if he had the HMD on his left side, then it was his left hand, I guess.
You seem very sure of yourself, Mr. Kudo.
That's because I know what I saw, no matter what tricks you try to play on me.
It looks like you really did see the guy picking the cup up with his left hand. This is a dead end.
Well, Nick, what do you think?
I think the guy's telling the truth. But even so, something's not quite right.
Then chuck evidence at him until he breaks.
But if he's not lying, there wouldn't be any contradictions in his testimony, right? Okay, that's where things are gonna start getting tougher. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup on his left hand. Maybe it has to be the photo. Let me save real quick. Oh, I've been right so far on most of my answers. Let me check the crime photo again. His left hand's this way. Yeah, but that left hand and right. I'm sure he must have carried in the right. Oh, I finally got it wrong. Oh, my goodness. And then we go. Oh, it was fun while it lasted. But then again, I actually did pretty good. I might still have a chance. The fingerprints, maybe? Maybe it has to be the cup again, because maybe the fingerprints may tell a story of that. Nope, it wasn't that. Well, then again, it was a good guess. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup of coffee. Was it the sports magazine? Okay, nope, it wasn't. But I'm sure it's gotta be this testimony that he's saying. And then he used the same hand to pick up the cup of coffee. His left hand. Maybe the lotto ticket. Nope, wasn't the lotto ticket. I thought it would be the lotto ticket. Probably. Oh, I had to click on Glenn. Okay, alright. So it wasn't evidence, it had to be a person. Okay. I'm so used to picking evidence, basically, and not, a person, basically. But I guess I had to go with Glenn. Okay, that's probably why. Alright. I'm not sure what the relevance of this is, but... Mr. Kudo, there was something very strange about your observations of the victim.
What?
You say he was wearing the earpiece on the same side as the HMD.
No question. You can lock me up if I'm wrong. It was his left ear, without a doubt. I could only see that side of his head from where I was sitting.
I don't think so.
What did you say?
You're no doubt unaware of this fact, Mr. Kudo, but the victim couldn't hear with his left ear. His eardrum was ruptured.
Oh, yeah, that's right. His eardrum was ruptured. Oh, my goodness. Okay, that's what I got wrong. I should have remembered his eardrum was ruptured. That was what went down. Okay.
Traces of medication for his condition were found in his ear cavity. That's right. It's impossible that the victim was wearing his earpiece in his left ear, because he couldn't have hear in that ear.
Is that true, Captain?
It is.
Pigeon! Pretty pigeon!
Order, order, order. This witness' testimony is completely unreliable. He only saw the waitress from behind, and he claims the victim was wearing an earpiece when he knew his eardrum was ruptured. well, Mr. Godot?
A single drop of milk is all it takes to destroy the pure black magic in the cup. This old man is my drop of milk.
Captain, are you calling me a trip?
This is the victim's coffee cup in which the potassium cyanide was found. The mark on the rim clearly shows that the victim picked it up with his right hand.
I'll never back down. I know I'm right. The lad drank his Javasino with his left hand.
Let me put you out of your misery. Clearly, the victim used both hands. He took a sip with the cup held in his right hand, and then switched to his left. That's what the old man saw.
Impossible. The witness had already testified on numerous occasions that the victim died immediately after taking just one sip of the coffee.
Objection!
Which hand the victim used to pick up his cup is irrelevant, Your Honor. The fact still stands. With one hand or the other, Mr. L drank the poisoned coffee. Like this.
Sadly, Mr. Godot, that doesn't wash. The point of this testimony was to establish whether the witness's memory is credible. And the results are clear. The testimony given by this witness is useless.
I believe it is time to conclude today's proceedings. I am satisfied that the witness is not deceiving the court. But to be frank, his testimony is a farce.
Did you have to be so frank? Take that, you pumpers!
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo. You can't reach me from there. I'm ordering the defense and the prosecution to investigate this case further. This is all for now. This court is adjourned.
Uh-oh. Who is it now? Wait, again? This guy's not giving up.
If we stop now, where does that leave me?
Leave you, Mr. Kudo.
Thanks to that blue-suited young upstart over there. I'm just a bumbling old man who can't even dot his T's or cross his I's now.
How is your bad memory my fault?
I'm sorry, Mr. Kudo, but there's nothing I can do.
I've kept my mouth shut until now, but there's something else the court should know.
What? There's more?
To be perfectly honest, it might not be anything. I want another chance. I want another crack at you, you young shark.
Me? He's looking at me like I'm some sort of evil shoe gun.
Well, everyone, what do you say to one final showdown? The final chapter in this eccentric old man's scrapbook.
Sorry, Gramps. I've already had my 17th cup of coffee.
What have you got to lose, Captain? I'll give you all the Javasino you want if you come to my house after the trial. I may be 68 years old, but Victor Kudo is still a man.
That's enough, witness. I believe it will be quicker for the court to just hear your testimony.
You bet! Much, much quicker!
I can't believe this is happening.
You better get ready, youngster!
Get the picture. Just quit throwing those seeds at me, would you?
He's got to be using some sort of infinite ammo code with that box of seeds. The final showdown. All right, this is the last round we got to go through, and then we're done with the first part of this trial.
First of all, I want to stress that this might be nothing. I'm not too sure of myself. The young boy slumped over the table as soon as he took one sip of his Javasino. Well, the clumsy idiot upset the face. He knocked her right over. It broke, and the strip of cloth covering the table got completely soaked. Well, how about that? Turn things upside down, hmm?
Is that all?
Yes, that's all. I remember it perfectly. You're doubting me again? You're doubting a poor, defenseless old man?
No, we are not doubting you, Mr. Kudo.
Don't you get the feeling there's a question hanging on everyone's lips, Nick?
Yeah. So what? Probably. That's all I can think of, and I have to cross-examine this guy.
You're a bird brain. That's why that's all you can think of.
Very well. Mr. Wright, your final cross-examination, please.
Okay. Alright. But if this last testimony that he's giving out is going to lead to something, Might have to fall in pursuit.
The court generally prefers if witnesses are sure of themselves, Mr. Kudo.
Noisy brat! I'm warning you, I'm more savage than a macho man right now. You won't beat me with this testimony. This is the final battle.
Ow! Ow! He's chucking those seeds harder than ever. I better be careful.
Come on, Nick. Nail him!
The court has already heard that testimony, Mr. Kudo.
I know that. I was just setting the mood. How else am I supposed to build up the suspense,
The suspense?
Yes. Now what do you think? Should I work the audience a bit more?
No. Please continue, Mr. Kudo, as quickly as possible.
All right. Now where was I? Ah, yes. The young boy slumped over the table and...
A vase, you say?
Yes. There are faces on all the tables in that place. There are accidents waiting to happen. They're practically begging to be knocked over.
Well, he's right about there being vases. I do remember seeing them too. Oh yeah, because there are vases. There was a vase on the table when I ate lunch there.
And you saw the moment when the victim actually knocked over the vase.
Well, it's hard to say. It's a bit unclear. How do you really define?
Okay, I get it.
I heard it break, and the sight of it is burned into my memory as clear as day.
Soaked in water, you mean?
Yes, it splashed me on the knee as well.
You said you were sitting at a table across the room from the victim, correct? And yet, the water still managed to splash onto you?
It was cold! I clearly remember it splashing me.
Could the water really make it all the way across to the other side of the room?
You mean the vase on the victim's table falling upside down and breaking?
The vase turned upside down, and my testimony turning this case upside down. It's a joke. I just wanted everyone to hear it. What do you think, Captain?
I'm impressed by your ability to waste time.
Guda hasn't raised any objections for a while now.
So, you young show-off! With this scrap of information, I'm throwing down the gauntlet. If I lose this one, I'll take it like a man and admit defeat.
He's really giving you the evil eye, Maya.
It's you he's looking at, Nick, not me. It's like he's saying, I triple dog dare you to find a contradiction, youngin'.
I guess we'll just have to rise to the challenge then.
Did the vase really fall? Hang on, let me check back on the photo again. No, it didn't!
Objection!
Mr. Kudo, this is a photograph of the crime scene.
So what?
Look carefully at the table. The vase is there, intact.
Huh?
Lost your tongue, Granddad.
I'm no granddad of yours, hopscotch!
Ow! Ow!
Enough! If you throw any more seeds in this courtroom, the cleaners will be here all night.
Ah!
What is it now?
I just remembered something.
Yes, go on.
The broken vase. Ha ha ha! It was on my table.
This is... Why? Oh my gosh! Then why would you say it was on the victim's table? You idiot! Oh my gosh!
What?
Ah, well, you see, it startled me when that young lad collapsed. So I stood up. That must have been when it fell over. The vase on my table, I mean.
The vase on your table?
Yes, it was on my table. And that's how my groin came to be completely soaked.
Oh. Awkward. So awkward. Oh. I think out of all the trials, from the first trial in the first game all the way up to this one, so far this is the most strangest trial I've seen. Probably one of the most craziest testimonies and all this other stuff I've heard. I mean, granted, he was putting up a fight, but, oh my goodness. Oh dear.
Thank you, Mr. Kudo. You've certainly earned your kudos for today.
I'd like to ask a question now. Have I been any use at all?
Perhaps that's something you should reflect on yourself, Mr. Kudo.
Wait a minute! If that's the case, there's more! I've got more to say! Oh yes, I remember something else!
Bailiff, escort the witness out of the courtroom.
Wait, listen to me!
Well, we seem to have been considerably sidetracked, and I'm still not in a position to deliver a verdict. The defendant has not been positively identified as the waitress in question. Additionally, there are two disparities in the testimony we have heard thus far.
The mark on the coffee cup that the victim supposedly drank from with his left hand, and the earpiece, which was inserted into his left ear, out of which he couldn't hear.
Wow, Nick, you did it!
I therefore require both the defense and the prosecution to further investigate the facts.
Yes, Your Honor.
There is one more thing before I call today's session to an end.
One more thing, Your Honor.
A witness who we just heard from. He is most insistent that his testimony should be of use, so we summarize it accordingly into the statement.
Okay.
You may each have a copy of it if you wish.
Whatever. The prosecution doesn't need props like that.
Well, that's really mad, huh?
Yeah, I would be too.
Very well. Here you are, then, Mr. Wright. There are 3 copies. My own, yours, and Mr. Goudot.
Yes, Your Honor.
Victor's testimony. When the incident occurred, I broke the vase at my seat. I'm sorry. I'm sorry? This isn't a piece of testimony. More like a five-year-old's apology.
What the heck are we supposed to do with 3 copies?
That is all. This court is adjourned.
Wow. We got through this pretty quickly. Normally it would take me longer, but oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. An hour and a half. You know what? We have time to do some investigating. We have time to do some investigating. Let's go. we might have time, possibly. I'm not quite sure if we're going to do the entire investigation, but we'll do maybe some of it. January 7th, 12:52 p.m., right in Code Law offices.
So how do you think the trial went this morning?
How do you think it went?
It got a bit crazy in there. I just wonder if that killed our chances.
Yeah, I guess it did get out of hand. Mr. Kudo's testimony did nothing to help us. Plus, now we don't even know the identity of the waitress who laced the coffee.
All we know is what old Mr. Kudo saw. The apron straps and the ribbon.
And that the victim was wearing an earpiece when his eardrum was ruptured.
Talk about a terrifying case of contradictionist.
Time to play doctor and find ourselves a cure then, huh?
Yeah! We've got to find one for Maggie, or she's going to have a terminal cases of guilt. We'll see.
Well, I'm officially at a loss as to where to start.
Yeah, me too. Let's try some brainstorming. You go first.
I guess we should try to put Mr. Kudo's testimony to some sort of use.
Yeah, that's true.
And we need to figure out the identity of the waitress and who the victim really was. Somehow I think the key to this case has got to be a TriSBN.
Well then, let's go back there and check it out again. Oh, and we should drop in on Maggie and see how she's doing too.
So, anything on your mind?
Actually, there is something. I was wondering about Z and Ehop. You know, like what he's like and stuff?
Oh yeah! I almost forgot about that guy. I had to beat you so hard, you feel like you were smooching that express train. Phoenix Wright? You saying you Phoenix Wright? 'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only.
Actually, I've learned a little something about my doppelganger.
Huh? You did? What'd you find out?
Oh yeah, Maya was working at the restaurant when I ran into Don Phonione. Let's just say he was such a terrible version of me that I wanted to sue for defamation. What's that guy's story, anyway? What does he have to gain by impersonating me?
That thing must have been in an accident. It's a total wreck.
That's what the guy I met at the park was writing, and I'm betting he's the fake me.
'Cause I'm Phoenix Wright, the one and only.
His voice is still ringing in my ears.
Introduce me next time, Nick. I want to meet Zin Ulhip, too.
That's if we find his motorcycle again. Well, I guess we have time to do some investigating in this episode since the trial didn't take very long, so let's go ahead and do a little bit of investigating. I'm not sure if I'm going to do the entirety of it, because I don't know how long this is going to be. But let's go for this investigation thing, and then after that, depending on how much we're going to go through, we'll wrap up the episode. January 7th, Detention Center, Visitor's Room.
I guess Maggie's still in questioning.
But we've got questions to ask her, too. Maggie!
Keep it down, Maya. This isn't a playground, you know. Excuse me. January 7th, Police Station, Criminal Affairs Department.
Looks like Gumshoe's not here.
Never mind that. What's going on? It feels different in here somehow.
You think?
Yeah, everyone seems to be on edge.
What are you doing? Calling the officers for the briefing, quick! Can you shut down the station server?
Chief, quit playing on the internet. My email pin, pal. 1337AZN Prince SC.
Save it for later, I'm turning it off now.
No! 1337AZN Prince C.
Everyone's keeping busy in here, huh?
Keeping busy? More like panicking if you ask me. Something's going on. Something big. This must be the chief of the detective. He's here. Looks lost now that the power to his computer has been cut.
Oh well, I guess I'll just have to write her a real letter instead of an email.
Alternatively, you could write up some reports, just a suggestion.
Dear 1337AZ and Princess SC, how are you? I'm okay. How was the show last night?
Wow, what an awesome job. Maybe I should send in my resume and become chief.
It must be one of the detectives. He's mumbling something to himself. Even pickpockets can have their pockets picked. That's a keeper. Better to go with something that doesn't sound too much like a slogan. He must be coming up with slogans for a crime prevention campaign. I'm not sure even he knows what kind of crime he's trying to prevent. These are the detective's desk. There are some computers and files on each one. Funny, a lot tidier than I expected. I guess detectives don't spend a lot of time at their desk.
Hey, that's the Blaze mascot, isn't it? It's so cute.
That's the Blue Badger. It was my idea. I made it. And now it's the national symbol of the police.
So what's with the pink one? It's new, right?
She's not an it, Nick. She's a she. Right, Chief?
Yep. Meet the Pink Badger.
So one's called Blue and the other's called Pink. But they're both called Badger?
You've got it. They're married.
Mr. and Mrs. Badger seem to be cuffed together, Chief.
You got it. That's marriage for you.
Whoa, a mascot that's deeper than the deepest of deep oceans.
Poster of a female police officer. Wait, no. That's the latest Babes in Uniform calendar. My bad.
My goodness. Okay. Let's move on to TriSBN. January 7th, TriSBN.
Empty. As usual.
Yeah, and it's lunchtime too.
That's it. Come on, come on, come on.
Hey, that sounds like...
Now just call an 8, pal. Come on, I know you can.
He's getting really worked up about something.
No! That's the wrong number! Looks like an 8 would have only netted me $5 anyway. What a rip-off!
What's the problem, Detective Gumshoe?
Huh? Oh, it's you. I was just... I was just listening to the radio, pal.
To the radio?
Hey, Detective Gumshoe. Ooh. And hey, Detective Gumshoe's having lunch here.
He is. And he's having the twin tea set.
What can I say? This is a nightmare. How am I supposed to look Maggie in the eye now, pal?
You really drove her into a corner, you know.
You always blow apart my testimony. Why of all days didn't you do it today?
Sorry, there just weren't any holes in it for once.
Yeah, what happened? Usually your testimonies are like Swiss cheese.
Swiss cheese?
Would he have preferred crumbling like aged Parmesan? Anyway, this case has already been ruled on. There shouldn't be any holes left to find.
So, did Maggie say anything to you about me? I mean...
Well, how did she put it again?
I can't believe Detective Gumshoe. I hate him, sir. I mean it. I don't ever want to see him again.
Something like that.
What? Whoa!
Please, Detective Gumshoe, I didn't mean...
Why? Why is this happening?
He's banging his head against the wall. Nick!
Oh man, poor Gumshoe.
So, did you like the twin tea set?
I've never paid that much money for lunch before. I was so nervous. My hands were shaking.
So, how did it taste?
Well, $20, I guess. I don't know how to describe it. Really, it was delicate.
Delicate?
You mean you liked it? It didn't taste bad to you?
What's the matter with him?
Looks like he's thinking.
That's it! I've been trying to think of the right word to describe the taste. I just realized it's bad. That's it! It tasted bad! It's just kind of hard to admit it to yourself when you pay $20 for it, you know.
Maybe you should have found out about the price after you had finished eating.
Hey, Nick, maybe that's why Glenn Elk came here. Maybe he heard about the super fierce twin tea set.
If by fierce you mean fearsome. Speaking of Glenn Elk, that reminds me. We still hardly know anything about the guy.
Why don't we ask Detective Gumshoe what he knows, seeing as he's here? So what were you all excited about earlier?
Huh?
That's right. You said you were listening to the radios.
Oh, that was nothing. I wasn't excited.
Come on, Detective Gumshoe. You can tell little old me. What were you listening to?
Nothing, really. It was just, daily exercise.
What? What the? A Psyche Lock?
This lunch special's lobster sure is great.
Then why are there tears in your eyes?
Oh my goodness. There's a Psyche Lock? And we might have the answer. But before we find out about that, let's talk about Glenn.
This guy was a real programming genius. They called him the walking computer at the place where he worked.
What happens when he crashes, though? Does he just stop moving all of a sudden?
He wasn't literally a computer, Maya.
Anyway, there's nothing between Maggie and the victim.
Yeah, that's what we found out yesterday, too.
Hey, Detective Gumshoe, don't you have any information that's a bit more fun?
Fun? Oh, I know! So, have you paid a visit to where Mr. Elk worked yet? You might as well.
His workplace? Where's that?
A computer farm called Blue Screens Inc. or something like that.
Sounds like a real stable company. This could be fun, Nick. Let's go.
Computers aren't really my thing, Maya.
We'll be fine. I know all about that high-tech stuff.
Wonder about that.
It's just around the corner from this joint. You should take a look.
Computer farm called Blue Screens Inc., huh? Okay, that's something we're gonna have to look into. But before we do anything else, there's a Psyche Lock. And what was he screaming earlier? I think it said we find out, shall we? I think we might have the evidence for it. Because he screamed 8. It has to be the lottery.
Alright, Detective Gumshoe, tell me the truth. What were you listening to?
No way, pal. Now that you made a big thing out of it, I'm not gonna tell you.
We'll see about that, pal. Considering all the noise you were making while you were listening, it's pretty clear what kind of radio program it was. I'd say it was related to... I'm right, aren't I? You were listening to the lottery results, weren't you? Thought you tried to win big just like Glenn Elk did.
It's like you can see right through me.
Huh? I've cracked him already?
See, pal? That's why I said it was nothing.
Unlock successful.
I'm usually pretty lucky, so I figured I'd give it a try.
What's with everyone in the lottery?
So, how did it go?
I won 50 cents. It'd be better to win nothing at all than half a lousy buck. I was so mad.
Yeah, I know the feeling.
I bought the same kind of ticket as Mr. Elk, see? And they've got this special radio show where they announce the winning numbers. They even do the drawings live on the air. It's intense, pal.
I bet that's what Mr. Elk was listening to on the day he was killed.
Yeah. What time is it now?
It's just after 1:30.
And are the lottery's results always broadcast at the same time?
Yeah. Look, I got this flyer when I bought the ticket.
Millionaire Radio Flyer. Experience the most thrilling 10 minutes of your life every Monday at 1:30 p.m.
Millionaire Radio? That sounds cool. I want to try it, Nick.
Then buy a ticket, Maya. With your own money.
I guess is all we're gonna get from here. January 7th, Trias BN Kitchen.
Huh? Mr. Armstrong's talking to someone.
I'll be back next month. Oi! Nat Tribulation.
I will be waiting for you.
If you haven't got it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here.
No! I will have everything ready, I promise.
I love fire, you know. I love the way it crackles.
No! Stop it, I beg you!
And don't let me down. I'll be watching you.
Yes, no. This is not necessary. You can trust me, mademoiselle.
Talk to anyone and I'll drive a knife right through your heart.
Oh, no. You do not have to worry. You know, you worry far too much. Maybe this will help you relax. It is the oil of sandalwood.
I do love raw meat from time to time.
Oh!
I'll be taking my leave. Goodbye for now. Who even is that?
Oh, I have the shivers. I must rub some of my oil over my body before I become the nervous wreck. There! Oh, oi, that feels good. Oh la la! Excusez-moi, monsieur. My eyes! My eyes! Your eyes? Have you have trouble with your eyes? You need this la oil of sandalwood. Isn't this just the leftovers of what you were just using? You don't exactly have many customers, do you, Mr. Armstrong? None, you are right, monsieur. But perhaps this is the perfect time for you to visit me, none. This way I can give you my undivided attention and cook for you la dish supreme.
Putting on a brave face, huh?
That's what girls do, Nick.
But you are right. Business is very difficult these days. Perhaps the name is the problem. People do not understand it. They think it is trade. I just wanted people to think that my restaurant was exclusive.
They think you just serve fast food on cheap plastic trays.
Nick, what's the kind of thing that can make a girl cry?
Have you forgotten that Mr. Armstrong is a man, Maya?
But this restaurant is my life. It is everything to me. I will defend it to La Finale. No one will take it from me.
So who was that woman you were just talking to?
Oh la la. You saw that?
Well, yes. Sorry.
So who was she? She looks so polite and graceful.
Polite? Graceful?
She likes raw meat and fires, right?
I'll be back next month.
Oi, naturalmente. I will be waiting for you.
If you haven't gotten it by then, I'm afraid it might get a little hot around here.
No, I will have everything ready, I promise.
Now that I think about it,
Hey, Maya, I think it's pretty clear what kind of conversation they were having.
You think so? Well, then let's show him that piece of evidence and see what happens.
is it the contract?
So long as this paper exists, I am but a delightful angel with the broken wings.
An angel, huh? Doesn't bode well when you think about it.
Wait, this kept harassing me month after month. In the end, I had to give in. I agreed to help them.
Help them? With what?
My answer. If I did not owe them that money, I would have refused. But my hands were tied. My hands were tied.
Please, what did you agree to help them with?
No, I cannot say. If I tell you that woman, she will slice me up and eat me with the sided garnish.
Ew, hope he doesn't mean that he'll literally be sliced up and served with garnish.
I'm going to guess that woman has something to do with your loan contract. Am I right?
Oh,
Please, Mr. Armstrong, tell us about that woman.
let me guess. We're gonna get some Psyche Locks. Oh no.
The woman who was here earlier. I take it that she's,
Why, as it comes to this, what a tragedy. Suddenly I find myself so deep in la debt. It is a sign of la bad world we live in.
Well, you say it's more of a sign of bad culinary skills.
This woman who was here, this scary woman, she is from the loan's office.
loan office. Is that where you borrowed $500,000 from?
Wait, then the lender it is called.
Catchy name. Just hearing it makes me want to borrow some money.
Please, you must not borrow from them. If you must, no more than $10.
$10? Sounds like your whole monthly is steepened, Maya.
Hey, I got a bit more than that. Thank you very much.
So tender lender is the loan office you borrow $500,000 from, huh?
I wonder if they got anything to do with this case.
I am a weak woman. When I am upset, I have to buy something nice to cheer me up. Thanks to him loaning me the money, I have to pay back $500,000 now. I'm like a slave. I have to do everything that's told me.
Who's this he?
La Tiger.
The tiger?
Oi, he is the manager of the tender lender. A terrifying man. La big city mobster. When he shouts at me, my knees are trembling and his voice is ringing in my ears for 3 days. As soon as I hear the noise of that battered old scooter rides, I start to cry.
Big city mobster who rides a battered old scooter.
Does this guy resemble me by any chance?
Oh, no. This man is a presence, a most formidable personality. Well, he does have a spiky hair just like you. Oh, there is a resemblance there, I suppose.
Seems like this loan office is worth checking out after all.
If you want to visit the tender lender, it is just beyond Vitamin Square.
Hey, Nick. If you need money, I can loan you some. As long as it's less than $3.
Thanks for the offer. Thanks for the offer. Just beyond Vitamin Square, huh? Must be the doppelganger person that we've met before.
Well, I'm gonna head back to the precinct now. I've got a big meeting starting in a bit.
That Maggie's case, you mean?
No, that's pretty much wrapped up now. There's another big case going down at the moment, so she's been pushed aside.
Okay, we'll see you later, Ben.
Bye. Oh.
You better get going, Detective, or you'll be late.
Actually, I've kind of got a favor to ask. It's a big one.
A favor?
Yeah, it's for, Maggie, actually. I was kind of hoping you'd give this to her for me.
What is it?
It's a lunchbox. I got up earlier so I could make it. I've been real worried about her. She looked like she lost a lot of weight.
Detective Gumshoe. How many weenies are in here? There's not a person on Earth who could down this much meat.
You think? I love weenies. I can't get enough of their tender juiciness. So will you give it to her? It took me ages to make. So please say you will, pal.
Can't exactly say no, can I? Gumshoe's lunchbox, a tenderly handmade lunchbox, fills the stomach with love and plenty of weenies.
Maybe I'll eat it myself if I get hungry.
Don't forget, okay? I'm counting on you to give that to Maggie.
He's finally gone.
I guess so.
Okay. I don't think we'll need to worry about investigating, at least for now, for that one. Where should we go to next? Because I think we'll investigate some things in a little bit later on. Oh, there's the scooter again! January 7th, Vitamin Square.
I don't see any sign of Mr. Kudo, do you?
Maybe he went to buy another ton of bird seeds. I was kind of hoping he wouldn't be here anyway. At least not for now.
Besides, any more seeds today and I'm liable to turn into a real phoenix. What happens if you view this again?
Hey, check this out.
I wouldn't get too close to that if I were you. Otherwise, you might be in for a shock. Phony must be lurking someplace nearby. Just imagine a tiger loose in a city.
Meanwhile, the real phoenix is like an abandoned chick, lost in a vast urban jungle.
Huh?
Don't worry. Someday you'll grow up and become a ferocious tiger, too. Don't lose hope.
Why is she trying to pep talk me into becoming my phony? Okay, so we got Tender Lender, and then we got Blue Screen Ing. I think we'll only have time to look at one of these places, but I think we'll just go to Blue Screen Ing and get some information. January 7th, Blue Screens Ing.
Wow, this place is so high-tech. You can almost smell the electricity in the air.
It is a computer farm, Maya. They can't work without electricity, you know.
Who are you? Oh!
Hello?
I'm sorry. Access is restricted to authorized personnel only. This is a computer programming laboratory. There are far too many trade secrets that could be leaked.
Wow, what secrets?
Everything you see here is classified. No information can leave this building.
Understood.
Who is this woman? She's like a robot from some kind of whacked educational show. My name is Lisa Basil. I'm the company director.
Director?
She's human? She seems more like a ghost in a shell. And that thing over her eye, isn't that the same device as Glenn Elg's?
That's a DMH, right?
Nice try, but it's the other way around, Maya. It's an HMD.
All of my programmers here at Blue Screen Inc. are supplied with HMDs.
Then do you write programs too?
No, I just enjoy wearing this.
They're pretty cool. I wouldn't mind one.
So, what exactly is the firm's business?
I will try to simplify it so that you can understand. We analyze the data management systems required by certain branches of industry, and then deliver optimum operating systems and source-level components to them.
Huh? You lost me on the corner of analyzing management.
It doesn't matter. They analyze stuff. You got that much right.
The software we produce is distributed on CDs.
CDs?
Yes. Compact disc. Digital optical storage media. Of course, CDs are used for software as well as music. It is a small firm, but all of my employees are first-class programmers. Let's ask one of them what they are doing. Excuse me, what are you working on right now?
I'm researching the impact of time slicing on logical access to share global varieties. Obviously influences response time and performances. So the
He's going too fast! I can't keep up with all this reading! Well, you get the idea. This is the sort of thing we are involved in. Did you good people follow all of that?
Yeah.
Your blank smile just said otherwise, Maya.
You know about what happened, right, Miss Basil?
You mean about Glenn being poisoned? Yes, I know. It's terrible.
Can you tell us anything that might be helpful?
I don't think so. A police officer was here earlier, too. But I couldn't tell him anything either because the waitress who committed the crime has nothing to do with Blue Screens Inc.
Oh.
How about Mr. Elk's desk? Have you cleared it out already?
No, not yet. It's this one, right in front of you. If there's anything that might be useful to you, you are welcome to take it. I guess there might be a certain clue here somewhere. Okay, let's examine the area.
Hey, look, Nick! It's a supercomputer! It looks like it's really smart and wise, doesn't it?
Computers are only as smart as the humans who use them, Maya.
That explains why we don't use a computer in our office.
You work there too, Maya.
Yeah, but at least I'm...
Please, don't argue about something that's so trivial. Otherwise, the computer will laugh at you.
She said she'd laugh at us, Nick.
She's a human, Maya, not a computer! Oh my freaking gosh!
He's really pounding that keyboard, isn't he?
Wow, but that's where the pro and programmer comes from, huh? I guess I shouldn't be resting on my laurels. Gotta expand my skill set and all that.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Maybe I could become an old CD's apprentice.
And what about your spirit medium training?
Whoa! Look at this desk, Nick! What a mess!
Looks pretty arranged to me.
You can't get any work done with everything all over the place like this.
You think? Real whiz kids can work under any condition, you know.
She's trying to hint that I should tidy my desk more. I'll clean up my desk when Maya stops asking silly questions. No hurry then.
Hey! This calendar.
What about it? If this is another hint about tidying, you can forget it.
Someone marked December 3rd in red pen.
December 3rd? That's the day Mr. Elk was murdered. Is there anything else?
Yeah, it says, meet with the tiger.
But, tiger?
Glenn's calendar. On December 3rd, the day of the incident, there is a note saying, meet with the tiger. I'm gonna call it right now. Phoenix's doppelganger is the killer. I'm calling it now. I am calling it now.
Wow, look at this mess.
Looks like they're all betting tickets.
What kind of betting tickets?
For betting on which horse will win a given race. They're horse racing tickets.
Oh, wow. His drawers are stuffed full of these.
Looks like they're all losing tickets, though. Losing horse racing tickets. Horse racing betting tickets found in Glenn Elk's desk. There's over 500 of them.
This many tickets would get you what? A buck down at the recycling center? But I didn't know you were so hard up that you try to profit from the dead, Nick.
I'm just taking them as evidence, Maya. Those might come in handy at some point.
Those pillars almost look like they're moving. It's kind of unsettling.
Nah, they just look a bit twisted or wrapped up, or wrapped or whatever word I'm looking for.
This office was designed with a futuristic feel in mind.
Futuristic?
Yes, we tried to imagine what things might look like in the future when we designed it. It helps to soothe and calm the soul.
On second thought, I agree with you, Nick. This place is really unsettling.
Okay. Maybe we can try to see if she knows anything. Wait. What happened? Hold up, let me try it again.
Would you mind taking a look at this?
I'm sorry. That data is super admin restricted desktop access password protected.
Super admin restricted desktop access password protected? What? This is madness!
No, Maya, that is Sparta. She won't tell us unless we say the right code word.
A code word, Sesame! If it's not Sesame, then it must be her mother's maiden name. That's how it always is.
There's no point in having a password if it's always the same thing, Maya.
I guess she just doesn't want to talk about this.
Maybe we should focus on asking about Glenn Elk. What do you say?
About Mr. Elk.
He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. But he did suffer from 1 or 2 bugs in his personality.
Oh, like what?
He was a bit of a loser. Perhaps that would be the best way to describe it. That's what got him into trouble.
What's the matter?
He was a top programmer. I would even say he was a genius. So it was really no trouble at all. A model employee.
Hey, wait a minute! Just now you said something about him being in trouble.
You've got to find out what this trouble was exactly.
About Mr. Elk. Was he in some kind of trouble?
I'm sorry. Why would you think that?
I thought you said something about it just now. You said he got himself into trouble because he was a bit of a loser.
Free Psyche Locks! Oh my goodness. So she's hiding something. We'll worry about that in the next episode, though. But, however, free Psyche Locks!
I guess Mr. Elk is like every other man with his own pile of secrets.
Okay, we'll come back to that one later. Alright, we got a bit of time to probably go maybe to one more place, maybe? Maybe, I don't know. Actually, I guess we have time to go to one more area. So let's go to Tender's Lender and go there real quickly. And then after that, we'll wrap up this episode. January 7th, Tender Lenders.
This place gives off a really strange vibe, doesn't it?
Looks like the tiger isn't in his lair.
And that is, as they say, a very good thing. Welcome. Talk about a creepy voice. Makes your soul want to shrivel up and die. Is that him now? Oh no, it's the girl. You're here to discuss alone?
No, not exactly.
The manager is away at the moment. Wait quietly, please.
She's gone. Just like that.
I guess we'll just have to come back another time.
This is the perfect opportunity, Nick. This place reeks of suspicion. Come on, Nick, let's take a look around, okay?
Do you think it'll be okay?
Of course, no one will ever know.
Coffee?
Ah!
I'll leave it here for you to enjoy. Quietly.
Yes, thank you.
Do not touch the desk, please.
Nick, let's get out of here.
Now she wants to get out of here. Come on, we can just examine a few things real quickly.
What's this?
It's a punching bag.
What? No way. You won't catch me walking around with a bag like that.
What do you mean, walking around?
The design's gross to start with, and it's way too heavy to be practical. And why is it called a punching bag? Don't people know messenger bags are in? I knew it. I was right before back at TriSBN. Paris fashion is more my thing.
I really, really hope she's pulling my chain on this one. Or chin. I think it was chin.
That's one impressive desk on one impressive rug.
It's solid gold, Nick. Gold! Just look at that shine. Just look at that shine. Only real gold shines like that.
Would you really want such a shiny desk, though?
I don't know. But let's see what it's like to sit at a solid gold desk. Wow, I'm completely dazzled.
That's because it's completely dazzling.
I can see up my nose in the reflection. It's gotta be really distracting.
So the desk isn't practical. No surprise there.
There's a CD player on the desk, but the desk is so loud. It's a wonder you can hear it.
The lid's open. I wonder what kind of music the tiger's into.
Have you finished the coffee?
Ah!
Yes, thanks. It was lovely.
So, you drank it all? If you touch anything else that doesn't belong to you, there's always another cup. That coffee! It was laced with something. I was sure of it. I just love how she suddenly appears and then he'll get freaked out. Who is she? Who is she? What? Oh. This is just awesome. I just love how funny that was. Oh my gosh. Nick, my stomach, it's killing me.
Oh, wait. Maybe it was just the burger I ate for breakfast.
I sure hope so.
I better take a look at the CD while we're still alive and have a chance.
What the?
What? It's not the Rocco soundtrack, is it? Claw of the Tiger?
It's a demo CD. The artist's name has been handwritten on the disc in pen. MC Bomber.
What?
This must be the CD Maggie told us about.
Let's listen to it. I bet it's heavy metal.
No way. That woman will make us drink more coffee if we do.
MC Balmer found a tender lender, a sample disc with the name written in marker.
Oh no, someone's dropped the ashtray on the floor. It's going to be a nightmare to clean up.
Yeah, it's all over the rug and everything.
I accidentally knocked over a really big space heater once. Cleaning up was such a pain. It was one of those super antiques where you have to burn a ton of charcoal.
How does she manage to knock one of those over? Aren't they supposed to be super heavy?
Oh hey! There's a book of matches here too.
Matches, huh? Places don't give those out much nowadays. Hey, wait a second.
What is it?
Look what's printed on its cover. It says TriSBN.
TriSBN matches. Matches used for advertising found lying in tender lender. These matches could come in handy. We might be able to use them.
Yeah. The pilot light for the office boiler keeps going out.
Swing and a miss, Maya. Swing and a miss.
Hey, look at this Persian-style coat. It's so chic.
Looks more like a pimp coat to me. I guess I haven't got an eye for fashion.
Hey, look at this. The suit is the same color as the one you wear, Nick.
Same color as my suit.
Ah!
Keep your voice down, Maya.
Nick, you've got to take a look at this. Some cake. Ah! I'll just leave it here for you. Yeah, sure. Thanks. Just wait here quietly. Otherwise... Sure. Did you hear that, Nick? Wait, quietly. She said.
Yeah, sure.
I have my eyes on you. Only so I can take care of you. Understand? I'm scared, Nick.
So, what were you getting so excited about before?
Look on the label of his suit.
That's an attorney's badge.
Is the tiger a lawyer?
No, wait, look at this thing. It's made of paper.
Paper badge found a tender lender made of cardboard and painted to look authentic. So that's how he got in as Phoenix.
For some reason, your badge only looks really cheap to me, Nick.
Why doesn't anyone recognize an obviously fake badge when they see one?
Uh-oh.
He's here.
Ah!
Come out from under the desk, Maya.
What are you two snooping around in my office for?
Nothing. We were just...
My precious carpet. You've got ash on my rug. You're gonna wish your ugly feet never came through my door.
It wasn't me, us. It was...
Yous wanna argue with me? Is that what you doing? You think yous can take me on? I'm gonna flatten yous two into pancakes and turn yous into my new rugs.
Oh, Don Tiger, you're back.
That voice. It's like evil sleeping into your head through your ears.
I'm sorry, Don Tiger. I knocked over that ashtray earlier, and...
Has she got a death wish or what?
Oh, right. Huh? Forget about it. Violetta, it's none.
What?
I ain't gonna get mad at you. You're too cute, you hear?
That's so unfair!
Here, have some cookies. I just baked them. And you'll need some strong espresso while you're discussing your loan.
Phoenix Wright!
Yes?
You's either crazy or just plain stupid to chase after me. I worked so hard, but now you's gotta come and mess up my plan.
So what's him? He's my phony.
But I don't care. No one gets in my way. What? I mean, excuse me? You should have left the little girl at home, right?
I have a few things I want to ask.
No questions. This is the last time we meet. Wait! Please!
That was pretty weak, Nick. You waited until he was out of earshot before you shouted after him.
Like you're one to talk. I didn't hear you scream. Hold it, Ivor.
The espresso. And cookies.
This woman is definitely not good for my heart. Now, what was it the tiger called her? Violetta. We still haven't finished examining everything.
Let's see. This round doll thing is called a diorama, I think. I figured I'd read a book or two and be more cultured, in case you're wondering.
You mean you aren't making stuff up for a change?
Heck, I bet you also didn't know that no matter what, he'll always write himself. Go on, Nick. Give him a good shove.
Only if I feel like dying.
Now, this yellow thing, this is a Japanese chess piece. I think it's a king. Not that I'm an expert or anything. I'm more of a reversey person, you know.
Assuming she knows what she's talking about, these aren't exactly your typical mobster wannabe items. They're not trophies, are they?
Hey! There's a piece of paper sticking out from under here.
What is it? A repair bill?
Looks like he did some repair work on his car. Does he even have one?
$15,000 to replace a bumper and a light. That's insane!
The car is registered to the Verinus.
Huh? So it's not even the Tiger's car.
Why would someone else repair's bill be in the Tiger's office? Repair bill. A car repair bill for $15,000 paid by Tiger to the Cadaverini family.
Went through compromise.
I wonder what that's supposed to mean.
It must mean something if they took the trouble to frame it like that.
Yeah, well, it still doesn't make any sense to me.
That's Tenderlander's guiding principle.
Oh!
Compromise the customer to win.
Oh, I see. How about you, Nick?
Yeah, well, as long as we don't have to compromise my hair, I say we're okay.
There's one slogan no business owner should ever explain to their customers. Shudder. Okay, let me just move around real quickly. January 7th, Vitamin Square.
There he is! Old Sadie's back feeding the pigeons again.
Fair, take this and this, and get on my park.
Like I thought, he's really mad. Come on, Maya. Just keep your head down and let's sneak away while we still can.
What? Why? Hello, man!
What are you doing, Maya?
Huh? Gah.
Hey, he just turned his back on us.
Not surprised, but I really hurt his pride in court this morning.
Hey, Mr. Kudo!
Pigeon.
Look, we really need to talk to you, Roll Right.
Out with it. Out with the demons. I'm with good fortune.
Ow! Ow! Seeds! Shell splinters! Painful.
I always knew you were a demon, Maya.
We can talk to you later. Okay, he's still there. Alright, we're just gonna go back to the, office area, and we're just gonna wrap up from there. Okay. Wow. Alright, so we have come to the conclusion of another episode of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. The trial thing, I didn't expect it was going to be that smoothly. I didn't think it was going to go that smoothly. I did not expect that at all. But, yeah, we now got through the first part of the trial, but it's only just a start. But we still have another round of investigation we had to do. We did found a couple bit of new evidence, and so far it looks like Phoenix Wright's phony, also known as the Tiger, is quite possibly the true culprit behind this entire case. And obviously it is going to be even more crazier. But looks like we still got a long way to go. And Maggie's mad at Gumshoe, so that's not good. Anyway, so looks like we're going to be doing more of the investigation and maybe a bit of the trial in the next episode, depending on how much more we have to investigate. So, yeah. Anyway, guys, we're going to wrap up this episode right here. And before we wrap it all up, I do want to apologize. I misread some things, basically. I'm sorry if I misread and mispronounced some words, so I do apologize for that. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this episode right here, and we're just going to call it a day. And we'll continue more, hopefully next time. So guys, that is going to be it for part 38 of my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video as much as I have. And in the next episode, we are going to be resuming the investigation. We're going to continue on from where we left off. And we are going to talk to Violetta, see if she knows anything. We'll talk to Victor. And we'll talk to Juan Armstrong and see if he knows anything about some of the stuff that we found. And of course, we'll see what else happens in this investigation. So you guys do not want to miss what's going to happen on the next part of my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy. And I guess that's all for me. So until next time, this is Xenoknight XE6. Hope you guys have a great day. I will see you guys in part 39 of my Let's Play of the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney Trilogy, where we will be continuing on with the investigation of episode 3 of Trials and Tribulations. And I will see you guys in the next video. Until then, farewell and have a good day.